Did you know that 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 stashed away in their savings? Shocking, isn't it? It's a startling reality of our world today. Savings, that safety net we all should have, yet so many of us don't. It's that cushion that could mean the difference between weathering a storm and being swept away by it. But in a world where consumerism is king, savings often take a backseat. We're drawn to the shiny new things, the instant gratifications, the buy now, pay later mentality. And while there's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of our labor, we must also remember the importance of setting some of it aside for the rainy days. Now let me share with you my personal journey of extreme frugal living and the tips I've picked up along the way. My journey started when I was knee-deep in debt, with only pennies to spare. Picture this, a young adult, fresh out of college, burdened by student loans, credit card bills, and the cost of living in the city. It was a whirlwind of stress and anxiety. Every day I was juggling payments, constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul. The realization of my situation hit me like a ton of bricks. I was sinking in a sea of red ink, and it was clear I needed to make a change. But how? I was already stretching every dollar until it screamed. It felt like I was trapped in a never-ending cycle, a hamster on a wheel going round and round but getting nowhere. In my desperation, I started researching ways to cut costs, to live below my means. I was ready to try anything, and that's when I stumbled upon the world of extreme frugality. My first tip might shock you: dumpster diving. Now, before you recoil in disbelief, let me assure you, it's not as bad as it sounds. Dumpster diving is essentially a treasure hunt, where you rummage through discarded items, often finding perfectly usable goods. From fresh produce to furniture, you'd be amazed at the valuable items people throw away. It's not just about saving money, it's also a way to reduce waste. I know it sounds extreme, but you won't believe the treasures you can find. Next up, foraging. Yes, you heard me right. I started exploring the great outdoors, not just for the love of nature, but to find edible wild foods, berries, mushrooms, herbs, nuts, you name it. I quickly discovered a whole new world of ingredients, which not only saved me money, but also added variety and nutrition to my meals. It's like going on a treasure hunt, but the treasure is food. It's like a free grocery store right in your backyard. Now, let's talk about no-spend days and DIY everything. Imagine having days where you don't spend a single penny. Sounds impossible, right? But with a bit of planning and discipline, it's absolutely doable. Prepare meals from scratch, walk or bike instead of driving or using public transport, and entertain yourself at home. No-spend days are about making conscious decisions to avoid unnecessary expenses. Now on to our next tip. Do it yourself or DIY everything. From home repairs to gifts and even clothing, there's a wealth of knowledge online to learn how to make just about anything yourself. DIY not only saves money but also cultivates a sense of accomplishment and creativity. It's about reclaiming your power over consumerism and becoming more self-reliant. Incorporating no-spend days and DIY into your lifestyle might seem challenging at first, but remember, every penny saved is a step closer to financial freedom. You'd be surprised how much you can save by simply not spending. Bartering and living off the grid. Ever thought about that? Let's dive into the exciting world of swapping goods and services. Bartering is an age-old practice, a cashless transaction that can save you a bucket load. In my experience, it's all about finding the right exchange. I've bartered homemade bread for fresh produce, a weekend of pet sitting for a bike tune-up. It's not just goods either, services barter just as well. The key is to find a mutual need and create a win-win situation. Now, let's switch gears and talk about living off the grid. It's not for everyone, but for those who dare, it's another level of frugality. Imagine, no utility bills, growing your own food, harnessing solar and wind energy. It's a complete shift in lifestyle, a return to self-reliance, but the cost savings? Absolutely astonishing. It's a whole new lifestyle, but the savings are incredible. Minimalism and free entertainment. Two more keys to frugal living. Picture this, a life where you only possess what you truly need. That's minimalism, a lifestyle that cuts out the clutter, the unnecessary, the excess, and with less stuff, you spend less money. It's as simple as that. You start to realize that happiness doesn't come from things, but from experiences and relationships. Now let's talk entertainment. Who said you need to break the bank to have a good time? There's a world of fun out there that doesn't cost a dime. Think about stargazing, free concerts in the park, or game nights with friends. Even a simple walk in nature can be an enriching experience. These practices not only save you money, but they also enrich your life in unexpected ways, making you realize the true value of things that money can't buy. Who knew saving could be so much fun? Lastly, homemade meals and second-hand shopping. Two simple practices, yet incredibly effective in saving money. Let's dive into it. Cooking at home isn't just about saving pennies, it's about feeding your body with wholesome, nutritious food. It's about taking control of what goes into your meals. It's a way to avoid hidden costs of dining out like service charges and taxes. Plus, the satisfaction of creating a delicious meal from scratch. Priceless. Next, second-hand shopping. We live in a world where new is often mistaken for better. But guess what? Quality isn't exclusive to the fresh off-the-rack items. Second-hand stores are treasure troves of lightly used high-quality goods, from clothes to electronics. And the best part? You get them at a fraction of the original price. These two tips, cooking at home and buying second-hand, have helped me stretch my dollar further than I ever thought possible. These tips have made a huge difference in my savings. So, what has this journey of extreme frugality done for me? Well, it's transformed my life in ways I never anticipated. It's not just about the money saved, though that part is quite impressive. It's also about the freedom it's given me. Freedom from the constant need to consume, to buy, to keep up with the Joneses. It simplified my life, stripped it down to the essentials, and made me realize what truly matters. My finances are healthier than they've ever been. I've been able to pay off debts, save for the future, and even invest a bit. But it's more than that. Living frugally has made me more resourceful, more creative. It's pushed me to learn new skills, to find joy in the simple things, to appreciate what I have. And the best part? It's sustainable. It's a lifestyle that respects our planet, that reduces waste, that makes a difference. Trust me, the benefits of frugal living are worth every sacrifice. So, are you ready to try out some of these extreme frugal living tips? Just imagine the satisfaction of seeing your savings grow as you take charge of your spending. Remember, it's not just about the money you save, but also the invaluable skills and self-reliance you develop. Don't hesitate to share your own frugal tips and experiences. We can all learn from each other. Let me know in the comments below which of these tips you're willing to try. And don't forget to subscribe for more money saving tips. Check out my next video that YouTube suggests, and I'll see you on the other side.